श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। मेधासूक्तम्। ॐ मेधादेवी जुषमाणा न आगात् विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहत्वदेम विदते सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवि त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीरुतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो दधातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विना वुभावा धत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधा सुरभिर्जुषताम् आमां मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगती जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती पयसा पिन्वमाना सा मां मेधा सुप्रतीका जुषन्तां मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि सूर्यो राजो दधातु. Oh, it's little different here. Okay, we'll check it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. So, the text that we have chosen for this weekend retreat is Kamalajadayitashtakam. Not easy to pronounce. So let's. No, I will make you repeat. You say Kamalajadayitashtakam. 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 Okay. So here you have 8 verses. Yeah, Ashtakam means 8 verses. No, this is a stotram, which is a prayer. Yeah? Now, who is Kamalajaha? Brahmadev. Because Kamalajaha is Kamalat Jataha, one who is born from the Nabi, Padmanabha. No, the Puranic description, the Mahavishnu's lotus, then Brahmadev. Daita means the one who is a beloved, the consort. of Brahmadev, who is Saraswati. Ashtakam is 8 verses. So this is a beautiful stotram or prayer verses dedicated to Saraswati Devi, who is the consort of Brahmadev. Yeah? And this used to be called Saraswati Ashtakam, easier to pronounce. Kamalajadayitashtakam or Saraswati Ashtakam. Now, so this prayer is addressed to Saraswati Devi, who is the beloved of Brahmadev. Yeah? And the word Saraswati is, Saras means a lake or waters. Yeah? So Veda is called Veda Saraha, Veda Saras. So in the Vedic waters, which is the lotus that will bloom, that is Saraswati. She is symbolized by the lotus of Vedic wisdom. That is Saraswati, the name. Yeah? So now we know the meaning of Kamalajadayita. That is none other than Saraswati. And the Saraswati name symbolizes the lotus that blooms in the water of the Vedas. That is, she is the essence of the Vedic wisdom. Now in the Vedas, you know that there is a voluminous Karma Kanda and then a small Jnana Kanda. Right? The voluminous Karma Kanda is about the 3 Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and the Jnana Kanda is about the Moksha Purushartha. So she represents both. Yeah? As Aparavidya, she helps us in the Purusharthas of Dharma, Artha and Kama, which are related to Anatma, of course, but very, very useful. Yeah? Related to the world, languages. So in the Mundaka Upanishad, what is the definition? Dve vidye veditavye, aparacha paracha. So there are only 2 kinds of knowledge in the world. What are they? Which are veditavye, which should be studied. One is apara and one is para. So in the Mundaka Upanishad it is said all the 4 Vedas, yeah, and the Veda Angas, Kalpa, Niruktam, Vyakaranam, Chandas, Jyotish, all is apara. Study of astronomy, Vyakaranam, phonetics, grammar, the mantras of the Veda are all apara. Then what is para? What is left? Para Vidya is also defined as Yaya Aksharam Brahma Adhigamyate. That by which one gains the knowledge of the para, which we have seen in the Gita. So that Raja Vidya, Para Vidya, Brahma Vidya is para. Yeah? And everything that serves me to bring me to that Parama Purushartha is apara. Yeah? Even Sanskritam is apara. Very useful apara, Prakriti. So Saraswati Devi is blessing us with all kinds of knowledge. And in our culture, there is nothing secular, right? Any discipline of knowledge is divine. We worship anything that is to be learnt. Sports is divine for us, no? Any kala, any science is divine, is an embodiment of Saraswati. Yeah? Now, we just celebrated Navaratri, no? So, Navaratri is Shakti Trayam, no? The 3 Devis. We know that Durga stands for power, health. Who doesn't want health? Without health, nothing is possible. Courage, determination, power is symbolized by Ma Durga. Then Lakshmi is Daivi Sampat, which we saw in chapter 16 Gita. No? Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Dhanam Damasya Yajnascha. That is, there is one section. Then the values in chapter 13. Amanitvam Adam Vitvam Ahimsa Kshanti Rajavam. So all the material wealth and spiritual wealth is Mahalakshmi. Yeah? Now Saraswati is para and apara, knowledge. Yeah? Now which Devi's grace do we want? All the 3. Yes. Health is important. Without health, we cannot sit down and listen. Shravanam. Knee pain, back pain, headache, migraine, all that will be there. No? Then without Mahalakshmi, we cannot take the transport and come here, cannot pay the bills and have Zoom classes, internet bills. Mahalakshmi's grace is needed. But for a mumukshu, Saraswati Devi, or the pursuit of knowledge, is the most important. Little bit higher than Durga Ma and Mahalakshmi. Yeah. So that is the significance in this Navaratri puja. Now another embodiment of Saraswati is Sharada Ambal. No? So who is Devi Sharada? We all know. The one who is worshipped and adored in Sharat Kale. We are in the Sharat Kala now, autumn. Yeah? And we just saw the beautiful Sharat Purnima a week ago. And even in the Saundarya Lahari, Adi Shankaracharya describes the Divine Mother. Her countenance is as luminous as Sharat Purnima. Because after the rains, how clear it is. The sky is clear and like that. So the goddess Sharada is the one who is worshipped in Sharat Kala. And she is the Saraswati Devi. Yeah? Now, she is the Devi who resides in the Sringeri Kshetram. Yeah? That is the Sharada Amba. Yeah? So now we have seen Kamalajadayita. Who is that? What is the meaning? Saraswati and Sharada also. Yeah? Now, how did Sharada come to Sringeri? There is a story behind it. All these stories are well documented in this book called Shankara Digvijayam. Have you heard about that book? Yeah. That is the book, it's a Sringeri Matham publication. And, Digvijayam is the travels well documented of Adi Shankaracharya. So, you all know the story about how in a short span of 32 years, Adi Shankaracharya revived the Vedic lifestyle and wisdom. Today, what we are enjoying, Sanatana Dharma, is largely due to Adi Shankaracharya. Yeah? So, in those times also he travelled across Bharat and then he reconciled all the temple worship. Yeah? And then he wrote what is called the Prasthana Trayam. Yeah? What is Prasthana Trayam? Prasthana means pursuit or Rajamarga. So there are 3 royal routes to moksha. What are they? Shruti Prasthanam, Smriti Prasthanam, Nyaya Prasthanam. Shruti Prasthanam is Upanishads. So Adi Shankaracharya wrote bhashyas, commentaries on the 10 Upanishads. That is one Prasthanam, route to moksha. Then Smriti Prasthanam is our Bhagavad Gita. Wrote the commentaries on the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Then Nyaya Prasthanam is Brahma Sutras, exactly. 500 and how many? 55 sutras composed by Vedavyasa. Here you can see the picture. And on that Shankaracharya has written the Bhashya. And not only that, people think that, Shankaracharya is this intellectual giant and great Jnana Yogi, father of Advaita Vedanta. No, he was a Bhakta Yogi and a Karma Yogi. How much he travelled. And then he established what is called the Shanmatha worship. So even in those times, Shankara's times, there were too many, sectarian worship. People were confused whether to which god to worship. So Adi Shankaracharya said 6 main bhakti streams are there. 3 we already know. The Shaktas, Devi worshippers, Vaishnavites, Vishnu worshippers and Shaivites. In addition, Ganesha, Kartikeya and anybody can guess the 6th one? Surya, exactly. So, Subramanya or Kartikeya, Ganesha, then Shiva, Vishnu, Devi and Surya. So, predominantly you can fit people into any one of these 6. This is called the famous Shanmatha. Shan means Shad. Shad Mathas established beautifully by Adi Shankaracharya. And then he consolidated all the ritualistic worship, also composed 72 or more divine stotrams dedicated to all the known devatas and devis. Yeah? In such a short span of 32 years. No? Then we heard about that story about how once Shankaracharya went to meet this great householder, Mandana Mishra. Yeah, Mandana Mishra, very influential. But this Mandana Mishra, he was a die-hard ritualist. Yeah? He believed that if you do all the Vedic karmas and combine it with upasana, moksha will be there for you. Shankaracharya says, no, jnanameva mokshaha. One has to arrive at the Tattvamasi, Atma Tattvam. Only then there is moksha. And Viveka Chudamani also, there is a shloka which says, Kotibihi karmabihi mokshaha na labhyate. By crores of karmas, still you cannot get moksha. Yeah? So all these karmas like pilgrimages, japa, bhajanam, seva, varnashrama dharma, all this will come under karma section. And that is the karma kanda. What is the role of karma kanda? Why are we involved in karmas? Chitta Shuddhi, exactly, yeah. So we want to come to the fourth Purushartha, Moksha Purushartha. So the Vedas say, don't just stop with the karma kanda. There is something beyond that, Jnana kanda, Upanishads. You listen to what that is. And that is, Yaya Aksharam Brahma Adhigamyate Sa Paravidya. So, that example is given of a pole vaulter. Pole vaulter will run, and then lift, go beyond, and then what happens to the pole?
He will leave the pole and jump.
Exactly. He discards the pole. So, that is the role of karma. So, marriages, yoga, aparavidya, parenting, role playing, and panchamahayajnas, temple puja, seva, all these dharmas we are doing. The role is to give us the clarity, the purity, eligibility, adhikaritvam for the ultimate Purushartha, moksha. Yeah, and that is so, Vedas say, pole vault. At some point, there has to be Purushartha Nishchayaha. That is come to the moksha Purushartha. Yeah. So this is Shankaracharya's, firm conviction. So when he went to the house of Mandana Mishra, he did not agree. He said, no, karmas and upasanas is enough. So, they had the debate, week-long or 10-day-long debate. And the judge was Uma Bharati. She is considered an incarnation of Saraswati. So she said, I'll be the judge. And she is equally informed in everything as her husband, So then they had this debate, and the garland she put on both of them, and the garland faded on the neck of Mandana Mishras, and Adi Shankaracharya remained. So even our honorable Prime Minister Modi, he was telling the story it went viral on the social media. He said, see, in those days they had such an intellectual debate. They were not abusing each other. But they were open to the other person's point of view, and they discussed and argued in a very healthy way, and then they admitted defeat. So the condition was whoever lost would become others' Shishya. And then Mandana Mishra became the Shishya of Adi Shankaracharya and took sannyasa. And Uma Bharati followed them. She served them, maybe cooked for them or whatever. And that Mandana Mishra became the Sureshwaracharya, who was the oldest of the, maybe there's a picture there, at the back. We'll see. The famous picture, of Shankaracharya and 4 disciples. Who all are there? Sureshwaracharya is the oldest and extremely scholarly. The Dakshinamurti Stotram we studied, he has written a very famous Vartika on it. Vartika means further elaboration. It is called Manolasa Vartika. Not only that, many other works he has written. Then Hastamalakacharya, the other two, Kotakacharya, Padmapadacharya. One for him, lotuses came on the lake. Yeah. So then, as Shankaracharya travelled, this Saraswati follows Shankaracharya. Followed all the way till Tungabhadra. And so then Shankaracharya said, Amba, you just be here. And that is the story of the temple to Goddess Sharada in Sringeri Kshetram on the banks of Tungabhadra. Anybody been there?
Yes.
Me too, twice. Very, very beautiful. It's a curved Tungabhadra, and then there is a. So then there we have, a different lineage of Shankaracharyas. Sureshwaracharya was the first. So then every Shankaracharya adorned the Sharada Peetham in Sringeri Kshetram. And what are they doing? They are upholding the Vedic wisdom for all these years. So like that, Shankaracharya had 4 mutts. In the north it's called Joshi Mutt. East? East. Puri. Dwaraka. West. Yeah, your west. And south is Sringeri. Yeah. And so these 4 mutts you have Shankaracharya. Recently the Puri Shankaracharya attained Mahasamadhi at the age of 98. Yeah. So like that, these 4 mutts were there, and that is the history and the story of Sharada. Yeah. Now, so who has composed this Kamalajadayitashtakam? One Sringeri Acharya. So coming down from that Sureshwaracharya lineage, the 33rd Shankaracharya was called Satchidananda Shri Shivabhinava Narsimha Bharati Swamiji. Now, in our Arsha Vidya, the renunciates like us, Swamis have the title Saraswati. So, Shankaracharya, he also classified all the renunciates in the entire Bharat under 10 orders. Dashanam it's called, no? Some are called Giri. Mata Amritanandamayi's establishment, their renunciates will be called as Giri. Some Giris they'll be called. Arsha Vidya is Saraswatis, Sringeri will be Bharati. And the Mari they have Parvata, Sagara, Giri, Saraswati, Bharati, titles. They're all given for the sannyasi order. Like that, there are 10 orders. Yeah? They're affiliated to a certain madam. Like that. So, this Ashtakam is composed by that great Shivabhinava Narsimha Bharati Swamiji. Who is the guru of one Chandrasekhara Nanda Swami? Who is the guru of Bharati Tirtha? Yeah? No, present is Vidushekara, the young one. Yeah. So I have had darshan of Bharati Tirtha. So like that, they have a certain lineage. And this 33rd Shankaracharya, who has composed this Ashtakam, he only discovered the birthplace of Shankaracharya, Kaladi. And he revived many works of Shankaracharya also. Excellent poet. So he, and a great scholar, he has composed the 8 shlokas of Kamalajadayitashtakam. And now we see that, a long list will be asked for by this Acharya. Does he need it for himself? No. He's already enlightened sage. So this prayer will ask for peace of mind, mental purity, viveka, vairagya, health, long life. I need a long life, mother, because I have to cross all the purusharthas and come to moksha. Now in 100 years, I should finish the moksha purushartha. So he's asking for long ayuhu, good health, and fame also. Not worldly fame. He says, if I have a fame as a Vaidika, then others will be blessed by and inspired by me. So this whole list is going to demand. And when does he want it? Sattvaram. Right now you give me, not tomorrow, not day after, not after 1 year, but immediately. So this prayer is an excellent prayer which is worth reciting every day, because we are asking for sadhana chatushtayam and we are asking for moksha, apara and para, and that is the beauty of this prayer. Now we know that we are all students of Gita and Upanishads. So Upanishads talk about what? They talk about moksha. Yeah? What is moksha? Freedom. Comes from much dhatu. No? Much means to free. Yeah? So freedom from what? Yeah, but what is bondage?
Samsara.
But what is samsara? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's the answer I was looking for. So, the life of constantly wanting to become something, striving, seeking, this restless insecurity, that is, we are searching, that is samsara. So, moksha is the freedom from such a life of wanting to be somebody, reach somewhere, constant seeking. Yeah. So, then Upanishads say that moksha is your true nature. Yeah. You are already free. Yeah. Whatever you are seeking, whatever you wish to be, you are already that. Yeah. You have come to a limited notion and conclusion about yourself. Yeah. And so you are seeking approval, validation, and so many things in life. Yeah. So that is the vision of the Upanishad. It says that all of us belong to be free from sorrow, fear, anxiety, disapproval, all these things that you already are. Then what to do to gain moksha? One has to know. Yeah, remove ignorance. So the ultimate point here is that by doing you don't become free. You become relatively free. But only by gaining self-knowledge will you be ultimately free. Free of what? Free of the notions and conclusions which you are basing on the body, mind, sense complex. Yeah, I am so and so. Yeah, that inadequacy. Yeah. So the whole, you can see the vision of Vedanta is all about Atma, Anatma, Viveka. Yeah, Viveka. And so we are ignorant of this, my true nature. I am ignorant of the true nature. So what do I need to do? I have to know, gain self-knowledge. And that knowledge, who will give us? Guru. Yeah? And the Guru and Shastra come along. Yeah? The Shastra has this vision. Shastra is like a mirror. It will show you that you are Satchidananda Sarupaha. And that vision of that limitless being who is already free is equated to Ishvara. That is the Ishvara Tattvam. And that is why the Guru can say Tattvam Asi. Yeah? So that is the vision. We already know this vision of Vedanta. And here the Acharya is asking Saraswati to bless everyone with that vision. Now, as who is wanting this vision? Who is it meant for? Who is eligible for this vision? Only human beings. Only the Manushya Shariram is hardwired for moksha. Now, dogs and cats, are they suffering from complexes, guilt complex? The crow, I'm too dark, I need a facial, Or if the cow is yielding a lot of milk, will it get punyam? No. Yeah. And if a snake bites, will it get papam? No. So they are conscious, but they are not as conscious as human beings. And because we are self-aware, conscious beings, we are suffering from all these complexes and feeling of inadequacy. Yeah? That is why we are eligible for moksha. Because only in the human shariram do we have free will. Kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. Yeah? So I can choose to go for dharma and moksha instead of artha and kama. Whereas in all the other embodiments, they are hardwired for what? Artha and kama. Yeah? Wealth and entertainment. Artha is wealth, security, and kama is entertainment and pleasure. Yeah? So, only as human beings we have this, the pursuit of dharma and moksha. That is why in the beginning, in the Gita, we saw the Manushya Shariram is a moksha kshetram, karma kshetram, dharma kshetram, all that. Yeah? And Shankaracharya has said also, no? Durlabham trayameva etat daivanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshayaha. The three rarest of blessings, what are they? Manushyatvam, which we already achieved, no? Then Mukshitvam, desire for to be free. Moksha. Third one, Mahapurusha Samshayaha, the grace of a Guru Parampara to guide us. Yeah? Without the Guru, we cannot hope to get moksha. Why?
Show the way. He teaches how to leave the desires and likes and dislikes.
Yeah. Because, see, if I choose to pursue moksha on my own,
Directions.
no, then the individual mind is still there. It is not surrendered. It is not submitted. Yeah? But when a guru shows me the way, then I have exposed my mind to the teachings of Vedanta. So the guru holds the lamp or the torch or the mirror of the Shastras, and I have to look inside it and see the vision, which is my true face. That is who I really am. Yeah? So without the guru, it is not possible to get this vision. Yeah? Because the ego will interpret the Shastras as it wants to. So again, I'll be prompted by raga dveshas. But when I submit to a sampradaya, to a Guru Parampara, then I'm setting aside the ahankara for some time and exposing the mind to Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, and then that surgery will start. So, and surgery will start for what? Removal of? Avidya, correct. No? The cataract of ignorance will be removed and bestows the knowledge. So that is a little introduction I thought I will give before entering into the verses. Yeah? Now, so we will, in this, we'll do verse by verse, of course. So here, we'll start with the first verse. The first two verses in this Ashtakam describes the glory of the Devi, Sharada Devi of Sringeri. Yeah? And in the rest of the verses will be the demand, the list. You give me this, you give me that. And most of those terms is going to be very familiar to us. Adhikaritvam, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam. Yeah? But we will see as we proceed. Okay, you all have the first verse. Let's do that. We'll do it word by word first. Shringakshma Bhrennivase
Shringakshma Bhrennivase
Shukhamukha Munibhi Sevyamana Padme Shringakshma Bhrennivase Shukhamukha Munibhi Sevyamana Padme
Shringakshma Bhrennivase Shukhamukha Munibhi Sevyamana Padme
Swangachaya Vidhuta Amritakara Surarad Vahane Vaksavitri Swangachaya Vidhuta Amritakara Surarad Vahane Vaksavitri Shambhu Srinath Mukhya Amaravara Nikaraihi Modatah Pujyamane Shambhu Srinath Mukhya Amaravara Nikarai Modatah Pujyamane Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Satvaram Dehi Mahyam Vidyam Shuddham च बुद्धिं कमलजदयिते सत्वरं देहि मह्यम्
विद्यां शुद्धां च बुद्धिं कमलजदयिते सत्वरं देहि मह्यम्.
Very good. The whole thing together we'll chant together. Shringashmabhrinnivase Shukhamukhamunibhe Sevyamanaangripadme Swam gacchaya vidhutamritakarasurarat Vahane Vaksavitri Shambhu Srinathmukhyan Madhavarnikarai Modata Pujyamane Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. The last line, this is, by the way, the meter is, anybody can guess? Exactly. Shardula Vikridita meter. Where have we seen this meter? Dakshinamurti Stotram. The longer meters, and that is the Chandas here. So the last line is repeated for every one of the 8 verses. Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim He Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. Dehi, you give me, Mahyam, to me, O Saraswati. What? Vidyam, knowledge. Which knowledge? Para. We will take it as para. Although there is no harm in asking for apara also. No? See, apara is a stepping stone, is a bridge to para. No, we can't have para without apara. Yeah? That's the pole, that vault. So, vidyam here is para vidya. Then shuddham buddhim. Yeah? Pure mind. Yes. Can we have para vidya without the mind that is ready for it? No. That is why Jnana Kanda is at the very end. All Karma Kanda is for maturity, Chitta Shuddhi, Adhikaritvam. Yeah? So here, very cleverly, Acharya asks for both. You give me Vidya, but for that Vidya to settle down, I need a Shuddha Buddhi, pure mind. So you give me that, O Kamalajadayite, Sattvaram, right now. Sattvaram, Lakshmi Garu tells me it's a word and already available in Malayalam. Malayalam is so rich in Sanskritam. No? Otherwise, Tamil illa Sattvaram na kelviye pattadilla. I never knew. I had to look up what it means. It means now. Yeah. Now you see this Vidya to settle in to the mind. Without that patratvam, it cannot enter. Yeah? So it is said that there are 3 kinds of minds or 3 kinds of shishyas. The Uttamadhikari mind will be like dry wood. The dry wood will burn instantly. Yeah? That means what? The knowledge will enter, will penetrate the mind, it will settle down and it will be assimilated and digested and bring about the transformation. Uttamadhikari mind. Then Madhyamadhikari is compared to wet wood. So wet wood, if you try to light it, it will take time. So some more karmas. You know, in the Upanishad there is a story about a Shishya who came to the Guru asking for knowledge. I want moksha, you please teach. The Guru said, okay, Rameshwaram poitva. So he took a padayatra to Rameshwaram. He didn't even reach there. Then at the nearby one nice spot, he saw a beautiful girl and then fell in love, got settled and family life. That was the exit right there. Because not a Uttamadhikari. Yeah? He needed to go through another phase of preparation. So Madhyamadhikari is compared to wet wood where some more time is needed for ripening the fruit of the mind. Yeah? Then Manda Adhikari are compared to charcoal. Charcoal will take long time to catch fire. Yeah? So the mind that is clouded with tamas, which has so much conflict and all that, first it has to be heated up, So this That is why the gurus in those days, they know who is a Nachiketa, who is Uttamadhikari with Tivra Mumukshatvam. We will give the knowledge only to them. Others, we will test them. Go and cut the firewood. Go and do this. Go and do that. Go on a yatra and come back. If you still come back, that means you really want this knowledge. Right? So that is the 3 levels. No? So whatever level we are, one can upgrade oneself. That's the idea. Yeah? So Shuddha Buddhi refers to Chitta Shuddhi. Oh Devi, you give it now. Now, I told you already the first 2 verses are in praise of the glory of Sharada Devi or Saraswati. So most of them are in Sambodhana. Sambodhana is case 8 in Sanskritam. So what is the first word? Shringakshma Brannivase. The one who resides in the hills of Sringeri. Sringeri Kshetramla Irkaraval and the Devi pair vandu Shringakshma Brannivasa. And Sambodhana is Nivase. And who is Shukamukha Munibhi Sevyamanangri Padme. Angri means lotus. Angri Padmam is the lotus feet. Whose lotus feet is Sevyamana, served or worshipped. By whom? Shukamukha Munibhihi. By such great sages like Shuka. Shuka is Bhagavad Purana. No? By Shuka and other munis. Even Kalidasa, you know the story of Kalidasa. It is said that Vina Ramayanam, Vina Kalidasam, Bharatam Nahi. What is our great land without the great poet Kalidasa? No? Who is known for the Shakuntalam and all these great works in Sanskritam. Because he was blessed by Saraswati. But his story is, he was a very commonplace, unintelligent person. Like even Panini. The great Panini, as a young boy, he was a mediocre student. Then he was asked to go to Himalayas and meditate on Shiva. Then he went, and then Shiva does the Ananda Tandava and then blesses him, and then all the knowledge is awakened. No? So Kalidasa, the story is, he was a woodcutter, and he's sitting on the branch of the tree and he's cutting the very branch on which he is seated. So that was his intellect, mediocre. And then it is said that Ma Saraswati's blessing awakened that intelligence and he became, the famed Kalidasa poet. So that is Shuka, Mukha, Munibhi, Sevyamana, Angri Padme. O Devi, you are the great one whose lotus feet are worshipped by these great sages. You reside in the Sringeri hills. Then what? Swa Angachaya. You see here Saraswati, we got this on Vijayadashmi. Saraswati is Ya Kundendu Tusharahara Dhavala, Ya Shubhra Vastravrita, Ya Veena Varadanda Manditakara, Ya Shveta Padmasana. So everything is Shveta, white. White sari, white lotus, fair complexioned. Here is that Swa Angachaya. So the spotless, blemishless complexion or the of the Devi is described here, but not as a skin tone. The white stands for Sattva Guna, purity, exactly, Sattva Guna. So in some cultures, they will have a dark skin toned Saraswati also. Indonesia, sometimes we go there, our Ganesha and Shiva, they look very different with less arms, more arms, dark or fair. So it's not about fairness or darkness. Saraswati's white is not fair complexion, fair and lovely, but Sattva Guna embodiment. And Sattva is the gateway to moksha. Chapter 14 Gita is all about the 3 gunas. Whereas Rajas and Tamas are Narakasya Dwaram. They will pull us down. Whereas Sattva will lift us up. Sattva Guna is the launching pad for coming to Vedanta, gaining this wisdom. So leading a Sattvic life like what we are living here. Undoubtedly it is Sattvic, right? Do we feel the Rajas of the city or of our duties? Niharika. So, once in a while we should take a break like this. When you take a break like this, it's like pressing the pause button in your life. We are constantly into routines in the city life, then looking after the family, duties, responsibilities. Yeah. Then we lose sight of what am I doing and what do I want. Is there a connection? So the answer for a mumukshu will be no. Vairagya means seeing the absence of connection between what I am doing and what I really want. What do I really want? Yeah, I want moksha, I want to be happy all the time, But what I am doing, is there a connection? Is it giving me that? So, that is the purpose of an ashram visit or a camp or retreat, where we break our usual routines, enter into another sattvic Vedic routine in order to purify and discover this knowledge. So that, now coming back to Saraswati's complexion, Swa Anga Chaya Vidhuta. Vidhuta means it overpowers. Overpowers what? Amritakara. Amritakara is referring to Chandra. Because Chandra has got very cooling rays, right? And we are in the Somamangalam, right? Chandra. So very, like Subramaniam sir said, cooler, much cooler than, maybe 2 degrees cooler here than Chennai?
Yes, definitely.
5.
No, more than that.
More, huh? Okay. I'm glad I'm not in Chennai right now. So, this is the Amritakara. Amritakara means Chandra. So, how beautiful this Sharat Purnima was, we saw, But, Amba's, complexion is, overpowering even Chandra's beauty. Vidhuta, Amritakara Vidhuta and Surarad Vahane. What is the Vahanam of, who's Surarad, by the way?
Sun.
Sura is Devata, Rad is leader, Indra. Surarad is the Devendra, Indra. And the Vahanam is Airavata. And we saw that in chapter 10. Vibhuti Yoga, Airavatam is also born of the Samudra Mathanam. So the white elephant which rose as one of the 14 gems from the Amrita Mathanam, beautifully white, but Saraswati Vidhuta overpowers even the Airavata and even the Chandra. Such is her glory, her splendor. Now, see, of course, we are not taking the literal meaning. That means the glory of Sattva Guna it gives me so much clarity. Yeah? So much transparency will be there in the mind. That is meant here. Yeah? And not the skin tone, of course. Third line. Shambhu Srinatha Mukhya Amara Vara Nikaraihi. Nikara means a group or a host. Yeah? So, O Devi, Pujyamane is also in Sambodhana. You are worshipped Modataha, happily, joyously by whom? By Nikarais, by hosts of Devatas. Yeah, Amaravara Nikaraihi. And who are the foremost? Shambhu and Srinath. That is?
Shiva and Krishna.
Yeah. Shambhu is Shiva and Srinatha is Vishnu. What about Brahma? Already. Exactly, yeah. Saraswati is already with Brahma. So we need not explicitly explain Brahma. Right? So Shambhu, Srinatha, Mukhya, Maravara, Nikaraihi, Modata, Pujamani. All Sambodhanas here. Oh, I left out one. Vak Savitri. Hey Vak Savitri. Vak Savitri means the one who is Vak Devi, who is a generator of words, thoughts, ideas. It is only by the grace of Ma Saraswati that we can even open our mouth, articulate anything. Yeah. So that is why we do Vidyarambham on Vijayadashmi day, to gain the grace of Saraswati. Yeah. And I think in the Tamil Nadu we write no? In the Akshara Abhyasa, and yeah. And also Swamiji would do that, Puja Swamiji, for little children. Then the last line, Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move to the second verse. Kalyadau Parvatishah Pravarasuragana Prarthita Shrautavartma Kalyadau Parvatishah Pravarasuragana Prarthita Shrautavartma Prabalyam Netu Kamo Yatavarapusha Gatyayam Shringa Shaile Kalyadau Parvatisha Pravarasuragana Prarthita Shrautavartma Prabalyam Netu Kamo Yativaravapusha Gatyayam Shringa Shaile Samstapyarcham Prachakre Bahuvidanutibhihi Swatvamindvardhachuda Swatvam Indvardhachuda Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. Now the whole thing together. Kalyadau Parvatisha Pravarasuragana Prarthita Shrautavatma Pravalyam Netu Kamo Yativaravapusha Gatyayam Shringa Shaile Samstapyacham Prachakre Bahuvidanutibhi Satvamindvardhachuda Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. So the fourth line you can see is common to all the verses. This also describes the glory of Sharada. You know, the strategy here is if we praise somebody, we will get. We can ask something. Even in Loka Vyavahara, you know, konjam butter tadvina, we hope to get. And ashram, na butter tadvi kuda paatachu, nadakala. So some more thing is needed here apparently, but it's a question of resonance also. No? We have to get used to each other and all that. So here Acharya is praising the Devi in the first two verses before the demand list is going to follow. Already Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim is asked for. Kalyadau, Kalehe Adau. That is in the beginning of Kali Yuga. Yeah? We are in which Yuga? Yes. It is said that even though we are in Kali Yuga, we should consider ourselves as Satya Yuga Atmas. That is, within us we should aspire to be a Satya Yuga. You know the degeneration of Dharma, no? In every Yuga. Satya Yuga is the golden age. People did not lock their homes. Yeah, and Dharma was standing on four legs. And only sadhana was every mind, they close their eyes, mind would fly to meditation. So pure, food was pure, environment was pure, thoughts were pure, and that is the Satya Yuga. No need for avataras. No avataras came then, right? Then every Yuga it is said that Dharma declined. Then in Treta Yuga, 3 legs, Dharma. Dwapara, 2 legs. Kali Yuga? One day. And we are in the Prathama Pada of Kali Yuga. And how long is Kali Yuga? We saw in chapter 8.
5,000.
No, 5,000 no. But Kali Yuga is 4,32,100,000 something. Right? And then Dwapara is twice that, Treta is thrice that, Satyuga is 4 times that. So even the Shankara times is within the Kali Yuga only. Right? So 5,000 years have passed in this Kali Yuga. Prathama Pada, only 5,000. So Swamiji will say the times are still good because we are all studying Bhagavad Gita. It's not that bad. Only when it really degenerates, then it is ready for an avatara to manifest. So Kalehe Adau. So in the beginning of Kali Yuga, where Dharma begins to decline. Then what? Parvati Shaha. Who is Parvati Shaha? Shiva. The Isha of Parvati. Shiva, who is Pravara Sura Gana Prarthitaha. Who is Prarthitaha? Who is requested or prayed to. Now this is the Ikta Pratyas here. So the one who is prayed to by all the hosts of Suras, by the gods, Devatas and the Devis. Yeah? Why do they pray? Adharma has increased. No? And so they all go to, see the Devatas, if the Vaidika Dharma is not followed, then it is like Devatas are not getting their bhojanam. The mantras and the yajnas, agnihotras and all that one has to do. If one does not do that, then the Devatas don't get their due. If they don't get, then they will not bless with rains. If rains are not there, then there will be no herbs. Life will not be sustained. Yeah? So that is the cycle we saw in the Gita also. No? So here, so the Devatas are worried. This is nobody is doing yajnas, agnihotra, sandhya vandanam, nothing. We are not getting the mantras and oblations and offerings. Nothing is coming to us. So they all go to Parvati Shaha. And Parvati Shaha is Prarthitaha. Prayed to by all this. Then, and what does the compassionate Ashatosha do? Shrauta Vartma Prabalyam Netu Kamaha. Netu Kamaha means Shiva, of course, agrees on the spot. He says, I will do something about it. So he becomes, the one who Shrauta Vartma Prabalyam, who wants to restore the Vedic times again, the Vedic way of life, vision, values, attitudes. Shrauta Vartma. Vartma means path. Shrauta means Shruti based. Shruti based. No? Smarta is Smriti based. Yeah? So Shrauta Vartma means the path laid out by the Vedas. Shrauta Vartma. Prabalyam. In order to revive that. In order to restore that. Netu Kamaha, this Parvatisha, Lord Shiva, what did he do? Yati Vara Vapusha Gatya. He took the form of Yati Vara. Yati means sannyasi. And Vara means very exalted sannyasi. Shreshta, exactly. And who is that referred to? Shankaracharya. Yeah. None other than Adi Shankaracharya. Yeah. So we know that, the parents of Shankaracharya, they prayed and Shiva appeared in the dream, I will be born to you. And so Yati Vara Vapusha Agatya. He arrived, Lord Shiva arrived or took birth as Adi Shankaracharya, who is the Yati Vara. So that avatara is talked about in this line. And Yam Shringa Shaile. Shringa Shaile again Devi. Oh Devi, you are of the Shringa Kshetram. What did Adi Shankaracharya do? Samsthapya. He installed the Devi in Shringeri Kshetram and Archam Prachakre. He did Archana and Pujas, performed various Pujas. How? Bahuvidha Nutibihi. With various stotrams. Sharada Stotram, Sharada Bhujanga Stotram. very beautiful stotram where, and of course this also. Bahuvidha Nutibihi. By various stotrams he worshipped, Prachakre worshipped you, O Devi, by that Adi Shankaracharya. Then Sa, and that Devi is Tvam Indu Ardha Chuda. There is a sandhi there. Indu is moon, Ardha is half moon. Yeah. So the Devi, what is adorning the Chuda of Devi? Half moon. Yeah. And that is Tvam Indvardha Chuda. That Devi. Yeah. Now you must have noticed, that Dakshinamurti has sun and moon. Shiva is called Chandrasekhara, also has moon. Devi also has moon. So what does it mean? Sun and moon refer to Kala Tattvam. Sun, because of the sun only we are measuring time, day. A day is divided into hours and minutes and seconds. And then because of the moon, we have lunar phases, Tithi. Paurnima, Amavasya, Pratama, Dvitiya, Tritiya. So both together, adorning the Devatas means that they stand for Kala Tattvam, but the Devis and Devatas are Kala Titaha. If it adorns me, that means they cannot affect me. So I am beyond time. So, O Devi, you are that, Para Vidya. You are the embodiment of Nitya Vastu, which is the timeless ultimate reality. That is the idea here. Okay? What a rich symbolism we have now in our culture. And we can worship it at a Saguna level, and then it takes us beyond to the Nirguna level also. Yeah? So these two are in praise. Three lines, and then Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam. Yeah? So the idea is Shiva promised to revive the Vedic tradition and incarnated as Shankaracharya, who has installed you, Devi, and worshipped you with so many stotrams. Okay. Now let us chant these two together and then we will stop. Shringakshma Brennivase Shukhamukha Munibhi Sevyamanam Gripadme Swangachaya Vidhuta Vritakara Surarat Vahani Vaksavitri Shambhu Srinath Mukhya Marvara Nikarai Modata Pujyamane Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam Kalyadau Parvatisha Pravara Suragana Prarthita Shraddhavatmeha Pravalyam Netu Kamo Yativara Kusha Gatyayam Shringashaile Samstapyacham Prachakre Bahuvidhanutibhi Satvamindvarthachuda Vidyam Shuddham Cha Buddhim Kamalajadayite Sattvaram Dehi Mahyam Om Swasti Prajabhyah Parikalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishah Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhayah Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः